of course you want to, it's a difficult one because we only did 3 last year, and while they burnt sort of right because of that, because they were a bit of an event, you want to evolve things, but at the same time you have to fulfill some of the boxes that were ticked last year as, you know, what people are expecting. But it's never going to be the same, especially with 3 very different scripts, very different writers, and tackling the 3 big stories. So in a way, we're moving on in the same direction, if that makes sense. And he is evolving. He's a year older for a start, a year and a bit older, I suppose, in story terms. And John and him are established as a team, and there's a synchronicity there which is fantastic. So there's more fluidity. There's still a few, I can't believe he's doing that sort of moments on either one of us, one of our parts, but there's a bit more of a united front. It's not just him going, Sherlock's amazing, and me going catch up. You know, the characters are evolving, but they're being thrown the biggest challenges that they've had so far, so it's out of necessity rather than a need to fiddle with something that's already worked very well. I mean, I think Martin and I are very keen for it to evolve, and it does evolve, and I think if anything, the big arc from last year is the fact that he's gaining a humanity. I'm basically cracking a code which is on the phone, and it's all about what information she possesses and why people are after her. And it's this constantly slipping and sliding and changing landscape of trust and counter-trust and counter-move. And at the same time, it's a massive flirtation. It's a dance between the two of them. But there's a huge fuck-off deduction which I've got to do. It's a painful birth. It's always a very fucking painful birth. Anyone who's been on set with me will testify. But you know, you just have to work very, very hard at it, and on a day, just trying to find pockets of time where you just completely shut off and be quite kind of, you know, meditative about it really, and just use it as a mantra and just kind of get it. You have to inhabit it as well, which is difficult because the minute you start thinking before or after what you're doing, you're lost. You just hope there's enough pre-thought in how you want to say it and what the impact of it and the intention of it and all the other acting things that go around speaking are there, and then the speed of it has to come from thinking what's next. Well, I was literally going for a swim while I was coming back from my swim, and this group of girls going into the pool. It's a big old family holiday time now, so there are loads of families and loads of people sort of doing that, steering their kids into brick walls and stuff. I'm like, and this group of girls just happened to be sort of all turning around trying to figure out at the same time whether it was me, and they all sandwiched each other into this turnstile sort of and I laughed. They went, it is him! And then I left. Which is weird because I'm not him. I'm Benedict Cumberbatch, and that's the weird thing. I get more recognised for being a fictional character than I do myself. I'm not complaining about that. It makes complete sense. She's someone who has an incredible amount of power, and seemingly from a position of vulnerability, as in being a woman. And I think also he has a blind spot, which is emotional, female emotional intuition. He's very good at guessing the sort of, you know, the kind of everyday in the circumstance of the back of the sexes. He can pick up, you know, the normal nuances of courtship, but I think what she has and what she drives through is much more complicated than that, and that's where his blind spots lie. She's very beautiful. She's incredibly smart and intelligent and quick thinking and resourceful. I mean, she's got a lot of attributes that mirror him. Doesn't suffer fools gladly. She's literally doesn't suffer fools gladly in the way that she makes them pay for beating him. And that's a joke, but that's fine. It's a joke. You don't have to laugh. It's fine. Guy Stephen Moffat's written this, not me. That and that sort of, I guess, mirrors her appreciation of me. She sees someone who's not concerned. Well, A, doesn't want to be a victim, which obviously is a lot of men in her life, or is he can match her on every level. I think that's the idea, and also that he's seemingly sexually. Not just unattainable, but opaque. You know, there's a sort of weird thing about him. You know, the sexual drive is very, very, very disguised for Sherlock Holmes.